Smart 24, driving business. Smart 20.
To the tech lovers, the world's first humanoid robot is here, beautifully created but essentially flawed. Ada is an accomplished artist who has shown her designs at the Venice Biennale and addressed the House of Lords about the future of the creative industries. Her designs are realistic but non-functional, raising the question, would AI behave in the way we... Ada has created a robot, one that can talk, answer complex questions, paint and create art, currently on display at the London Design Biennale. Ada's robot is beautiful but flawed. Spoons have holes in them and cups are missing sides, making them completely non-functional. And that's the conversation Ada's creators wanted to start. With the staggering pace of AI development, can we really...
Smart 24, driving business.
A very good morning this awesome day, the 3rd of June 2024. This is Smart Means Business on Smart 24 TV. It's always a delight to have you. My name is Kim Shadorin. I'm joined with my colleague Mercy, and we are delighted. This is a day of faith, a day to affirm your faith, a day to work it out. And remember, we've been quite hyped about getting into June.
Oh yeah.
The month is halfway done.
Oh, June?
The year. The year is halfway done, you know? And we've been talking about it and saying these days are zooming past there, zooming past Mercy. How is it happening your end? Is it slow? Is it quick? What's happening?
Well, it's a moderate one for me.
Yes.
I should say, at least so far, some boxes are ticked on my list, on my personal list, anyway. But anyway, like someone once said, being the day of faith today, if someone came up to you with a gun pointed to your head, and the question was, are you willing to die for your faith, or You are ready to walk out, trust me.
Yes.
The majority of us would just opt to walk out because it is not for the weak. And that is why today we selected this day in remembrance of the people.
Yes.
That became a live example away from Stephen, the one that we know in the Bible, the one that was stoned to death.
True, true.
I mean, these ones were murdered.
True.
By their very own.
Yes. And Mercy, you usher it in. You usher it quite well. Today is Martyrs' Day, a public holiday within Uganda. Now, this is an awesome day. 22 martyrs killed, actually. Killed between 1985 and 1987 by Kabaka Mwanga. It is such a day to recollect and to really think about, you know, the practices, the actions behind what some of them went through. Quite a lot of bizarre stories and you know, and pain. Yes, pain, but also dedication towards that. And this is what is going to be highlighting, you know, highlighting the tone of this day. This is what is going to be setting the tone of this particular day, talking about individual dedication and faith towards your own beliefs. What do you believe? And what drives you on? We will be talking about some of that. But apart from that, we will also be bringing in a couple of topics that will be cementing this day. Farmer education, empowering farmers through education. We'll be talking about best practices for farms, as well as techniques for maximum productivity. Business insight will also be based on advanced training for prosperity, education for large and small scale farms. Remember, topically, we have been covering farming in Uganda because it covers for quite a lot of Ugandans, but it's also the base, literally, of our economy. So from late last month until throughout the end of this month, we've actually been looking at agriculture and some of the undertones within agriculture, the emerging gaps that continuously come in. And then, of course, we do bring in a couple of people to help us give insight on why these emerging gaps are there and what is being done to be rectified about them. So this is the tone basically. Some of the topics for the day, but getting back to Uganda Matters, yes, Uganda Matters.
Well, of course, for me, actually, I should say, fine. It was unfortunate that the Uganda the Matters, you know, died in such a manner, but to us, it has been a privilege, you know, because of them, we attract thousands and 10,000s, millions of people jumping across all the way within Africa, away I want to go to the tomb.
Mercy, have you felt have you felt the awe and the holiness, and just knowing I'm stepping on the ground that Jesus stepped on? Have you? I wish you would get to talk. And this is why I was saying sometimes it's very personal, nice to get to talk to the pilgrims individually and find out why you're here. Because when you get to talk to those that have gone to Israel, oh my God, lo and behold, they will tell you something, a story as to why and how it made them feel. Because we've gotten to talk to some of them that have moved to Israel. And I remember one son who had lost his mother saying, I thank God that I got to pay for this air ticket for my mother to do this, because I remember when I was around 10 years old and 12 years old, and she said, my dears, work hard so that at any one time, God willing, you can be able to pay for me. So you can imagine the contentment and the satisfaction and the pride in that man's face right now, being able to say, I did it. I sent my mother to Israel and she went for the pilgrimage before she died. And I believe this is still the same ethos that cuts across, especially year in, year out, as pilgrims come in and join others at Namugongo. It is just not a walk. It is not a walk. It is a day that really, really matters, not just within Uganda, across Africa and internationally, really speaking. So it's a great moment. It's a momentous epoch, actually, to be thinking.
So our people who are doing business, I think, for the last I don't know, few days they've been making money, because I guess most of the pilgrims started coming in on Tuesday last week, Wednesday. So the money has been coming in, and people will tell you those are one of the days they make money the most throughout like the whole year. Because if you mostly for those that are into the food business and probably the rosary for the Catholic side and the Bibles, So honestly, I think if someone was strategic enough, I wouldn't say you should start a business from there, but at least be strategic enough. If the year does not go well, at least know on the 3rd, from day ABC to the 3rd.
Mercy, actually, last week on Tuesday, someone was carrying a couple of couple of pigs across that passed us by, and someone in the public transport says, there it goes, straight to Namugongo, and then a couple of goats also passed by and said, another batch goes to Namugongo. That was earlier on in the week. We get to see the implications, really, the impacts of this moment of the Martyrs' Day. And not only just when you get to reflect, really, looking back, that there has been quite a lot of outcry about the slowdown in the economy, because the people down, the normal people, the regular people, and it's not normal really, the regular people are saying it is really, really tough. When you get out into the schools, like we've been mentioning, you get to see different directors and administrators say that the turn-up is so low. It's so low. There are debts from the other term. Parents are still having quite a difficult time. Business owners as well are crying the same, the same voice, and saying things are not picking up. Things are not picking up, even as kids return to school. It's just business is not picking up that well. So with this coming in, and Mercy, you getting to talk about the business angle of that, this is something that we will be talking about on Smart Means Business, all about driving business. So we will get to look at some of the perspectives, some of the insight about the implication of a day such as this, the Martyrs' Day, a public holiday. So, Mercy, can we move on?
Yeah, we're going to move on, and what is happening, of course, into the press. As I see here, Uganda-owned assets in Kenya under threat. And of course, looking here at how 14.3 trillion of government borrowed money remains unused. 14.3 remains unused. It was borrowed. I mean, why do we borrow money that we cannot exhaust?
My dear.
I mean, let me tell you, actually, I think this is a time where most government entities are trying to make sure that their budget, the budget they aligned, money they allocated is well fed into. Because some money is not used at the end of the day. And that some projects are not run.
And that is true. It's quite sad. it is quite sad about that. But then you also get to see that the different rush is called rush hour. Normally it's called the rush hour because then you get to see, you know, the rushing to get money spent and ensuring that some of the monies that had been budgeted for are actually put into use towards the end of the financial year. But the reality is that this happens often, and there was a query, there was some query recently, sometime back in the last financial year, and they talked about it. At it at the same time, flipping the coin as well is being able to look at the other side and say, what about if, because you have had different stakeholders that were watching this closely or being part of this from the get-go, saying, you know, the rural electrification program in Uganda had really taken off quite well, but with the merging, then you're beginning to see delays.
people with our products is quite very low. Very low. Because if you went
to have a kudos moment.
Yes, we ought to have a kudos moment, but I want to go in a place and I'm seeing Ugandan products being bought at a high peak.
Oh, yes.
That's what I want. That's what I want to see. I'm so shocked. You know, someone just weighing and they're like, okay, which should I take? Let me just take with this.
Maybe the price comes into play, maybe.
Yeah, our products are a bit slightly.
Yeah, because of the packaging. Yeah. We've been talking to women that have been giving us insight. We'll be having this conversation throughout this week where you get to see some of the impediments that are still there, you know, especially when it comes to agribusiness, when it comes to the sharing their particular stories throughout the entire week. So keep tuned and let us know what you think. Get onto our social media handles and let us know what is happening and what you think about some of these conversations. Yes.
Well, let's go for a short commercial break. We shall be back with what is happening in East Africa and, of course, looking at how World Bank approved the 1.2 billion loan to Kenya, and of course that will be followed with Kenyan budget. Looking at the budget cycle falling short on transparency, which is happening globally. Transparency is one thing to look into. That and more if you stay looked onto Smart 24 TV. We shall be right back.